Why do we like feet?
Be an 18th century British aristocrat, maybe?
Why do we like feet? Toes, arches, heels, nail polish, long, short, stubby, chubby, muddy, smelly, pretty. What is going on here? Our feet. Hands' ugly cousins. The underappreciated, often burdened and neglected neighbors to the south. They keep us standing. They get us places, maintain balance, help us walk, run, and jump. Great. But why are millions of people sexually aroused by them? Podophilia, as it's termed, is the most common form of fetish for non-sexual body parts. A fetish is an abnormal sexual desire for an object, body part, item of clothing, etc. And according to some studies, as much as 75% of people have at least one fetish. Kinks are common, but one stands firmly above the rest. The ubiquitous foot fetish. 5% of heterosexual women, 11% of lesbian and bisexual women, 18% of hetero men, and a whopping 21% of gay and bisexual men have a kink for the lowly digits. Chapter 1. The Why. The Reward Center. As you grow into adulthood, you associate an object with a good feeling, developing into a sexual kink as you grow up. For example, if you're sitting in class and the young lady next to you has footsie to you, you associate that attention with a reward. It is a pleasurable feeling. The small moment plants itself in your brain and develops into a larger desire that eventually makes its mark on your sexual appetites. The Phallic theory. Sigmund Freud says the foot looks like a cock. The brain connection theory. It seems that the part of the brain that's responsible for all things sexual and naughty sits in close proximity to the part responsible for sending sensation to, you guessed it, the feet. Chapter 2. The What. So how exactly does a fetish manifest in the real world? Here are some common foot fetish fantasies. Sniffing toes and feet. Licking and sucking on toes. Giving or receiving foot massages. Foot jobs. Giving or receiving a pedicure. Trampling. The act of trampling someone or being trampled by someone. Also watching things being trampled on, such as food. And finally, using foot for penetration. It looks like a cock. While these fantasies might seem odd, to lust for a foot is no sin. The mere fact that so many of us possess the lust for feet should immediately sever all ties to shame, and in fact, history is on our side. Chapter 3. History of the foot. The earliest recorded instances of foot fetishism can be attributed to the ancient Greek writer Philostratus in his erotic poems, To a Barefoot Woman and to a Barefoot Boy. In the 8th century text Skanda Purana, the Hindu god Shiva is aroused by the sight of Parvati's feet. 13th century romantic literature written by the troubadours was a bestseller of medieval times. In the Romance of the Rose, they idealized the female foot on Christian beliefs that all physical characteristics were godlike. In the 19th century, brothels began to specialize in foot eroticism. Victorian schools of painting idealized the female foot. In fact, the 19th century was a great time to be a foot. Foot fashion was beginning to make its way in the world, and one great example is the trilby from the 1895 Montgomery Ward & Co. catalog. Foot bling became a foot thing. So clearly, this often tabooed subject is nothing new, and one would argue that the shame of foot worship is tangential to the sexual openness of a society. Chapter the 4th. The foot in pop culture. Mayhast you've seen the moving pictures of Quentin Tarantino, for has he not been made infamous for his lust for the female Tootsie? In From Dusk Till Dawn, Salma Hayek pours beer down her body until the frothing elixir oozes its way down to her trotters, at which point her toes are suckled upon by none other than Mr. Tarantino himself. The foot-flirting scene in Jackie Brown. The foot-licking scene in Death Proof. Uma Thurman's feet in Pulp Fiction. Also in Pulp Fiction, the barefoot cabbie and the twist contest. The Cinderella scene in Inglourious Bastards. The car ride in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The wiggle your toes scene from Kill Bill Volume 1. And on and on and on. Indubitably, Quentin Tarantino is a purveyor of the foot. And joining him is a long list of your pop culture icons that have been more than open about their kinks. Marilyn Manson, Britney Spears, Andy Warhol, Dostoevsky, Christian Slater, Dieter Von Teese, Elvis Presley, Ludacris, Casanova, Redman, Pharrell Williams, Jack Black, Ricky Martin, Eric Von Stroheim, Tommy Lee, Ted Bundy, Enrique Iglesias, Jay Leno, and F. Scott Fitzgerald. What it is true and unfortunate is that foot fetishism is tabooed. Thankfully, a hero in Hollywood is spreading awareness.
I want to thank my co-stars, Leo, Margot Robbie's feet, Margaret Qualley's feet, Dakota Fanning's feet. Seriously, Quentin has separated more women from their shoes than the TSA.
Chapter the 5th. The business of feet. It is true that foot accessories ranging from shoes, heels, slippers, anklets, toe rings, nail polish, stockings, and many more are multi-billion-dollar enterprises. This is the observed industry of the foot. There lurks an equally sizable unobserved industry of the foot, charged by sexual appetite and its fulfillment. May I bring your attention to the foot in pornography. Every pornographic website has a dedicated section for the foot connoisseur, fueled by lucrative adverts, as well as premiums for subscriptions. Professional studios and homemade amateur videos all comprise the wonderful world of foot porno. There is, however, a yet deeper web. Users of sites such as OnlyFans, InstaFeet, Fun with Feet, Feetify, FeetFinder, and Fope are great marketplaces where patrons can directly purchase photographs, videos, and foot paraphernalia from other users. You can even find people selling their foot-related content on Instagram, TikTok, Etsy, and eBay. And if you're wondering what we mean by paraphernalia and how lucrative it is, let us show you some examples. If you visit FeetFinder, you can clearly see that their website is divided into great galleries of photos and videos, where you can scroll down, find a collection that you like, and pay a premium payment in order to look at more of the footage. Perchance you would like to visit the categories that they provide for their purveyors, and you can see they are in no short supply. There is one website I would like to draw your attention to. It is the foot archive of the world. It is called WikiFeet. All the celebrities, any snapshot that was taken, and not just celebrities, but people from history and everyday people as well. And once a year, they actually host a foot competition to declare the year's most eligible pair of feet. Last year's winner was none other than Nile Kaffa. Congratulations, Nile, for having 2021's most beautiful pair of feet. People can clearly make money selling pictures and videos of their feet or even paraphernalia related to their feet, such as worn socks on the internet. Prices range from $5 to $10 to hundreds of dollars, including one NFT collection completely dedicated to the foot selling for thousands of dollars. People also get requests on their TikToks and their Instagrams to sell purveyors foot-related paraphernalia. Some, I've heard, range for thousands of dollars. Closing chapter, the Footnote. The foot fetish is the most common of kinks. It has been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years. It is losing its tabooness. It has made its way into mainstream pop culture, and it has actually become a sizable industry. Why do we like feet so much? Yes, we might have been young, and our reward centers might have been triggered by a foot encounter. And yes, Sigmund Freud does say it looks like a cock. But it does not matter why we like the foot. All that matters is that we do, and we be open about it. Thank you. You guys, thank you so much for making it this far in the video. If you liked it, please make sure you let us know. You can obviously like it. You can leave us a comment down below, and we'd obviously appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel. Let us know what other videos you'd like us to make, and we'll make sure to get to it. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye. And if you want pictures of our feet, you can find them on our OnlyFans account, which isn't up yet. But if you ask us for it, maybe we'll make one.